What if one of tennis' most explosive champions has been battling an invisible enemy for years, and we're only hearing about it now? Monica Seles, the fierce competitor who dominated courts with 9 Grand Slam victories, just dropped a bombshell that has everyone questioning what we think we know about athletic courage. The 51-year-old tennis legend recently opened up about her 3-year-long secret battle with Myasthenia Gravis, a mysterious neuromuscular condition that most people have never even heard of. But here's where it gets controversial. She's been living with this diagnosis since 2022, yet chose to stay silent until now. Was this the right call? The revelation came during an exclusive interview with the Associated Press, where Seles painted a picture that would make any athlete's blood run cold. Picture this: you're casually hitting balls with family members. Not metaphorically, literally seeing 2 tennis balls flying toward you. I would be playing with some kids or family members, and I would miss a ball. I was like, yeah, I see 2 balls, Seles explained, her voice carrying the weight of someone who knew something was terribly wrong. These are obviously symptoms that you can't ignore, and for me, this is when this journey started, and this is the part most people miss. The journey from those first frightening symptoms to actually getting answers took considerable time, during which Seles was essentially playing detective with her own body. For those unfamiliar with Myasthenia Gravis, medical professionals often call it MG for short. Think of it as your body's communication system going haywire. The National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke describes it as a chronic neuromuscular disease that causes weakness in the voluntary muscles. In simpler terms, imagine your brain sending messages to your muscles, but those messages keep getting lost in translation. That's essentially what happens with MG. The condition typically strikes young women under 40 and older men over 60, though it can appear at any age. What makes it particularly cruel for someone like Seles is how it attacks the very foundation of physical performance: muscle control and strength. Seles discovered that simple daily activities most people take for granted became monumental challenges. Just blowing my hair out became very difficult, she revealed, describing how the weakness spread to her arms and legs. Can you imagine? A woman who once unleashed devastating ground strokes, now struggling with a hairdryer. A diagnostic journey led her from her primary doctor to a neurologist, where she received the life-changing news. When I got diagnosed, I was like, "What?" she recalled, admitting she'd never heard of the condition before. This reaction raises an important question. How many other people are walking around with mysterious symptoms, completely unaware of what might be causing them? Here's what makes Seles' story even more compelling. She's choosing to go public now, just ahead of the US Open, which kicks off August 24th, partnering with argenx, a Netherlands-based immunology company, to promote their Go for Greater Awareness campaign. But why now? Why wait 3 years? I can't emphasize enough. I wish I had somebody like me speak up about it, Seles explained, suggesting that the silence in the athletic community around such conditions might be doing more harm than good. This brings us to a fascinating parallel in Seles' life story. Tennis fans will remember the dramatic comeback she made at the 1995 US Open, reaching the final after being away from competition for more than 2 years following the horrific stabbing attack in Hamburg, Germany. The way New York fans embraced her return still moves her to tears. The way they welcomed me after my stabbing, I will never forget, she shared. Those are the moments that stay with you. But here's where Seles' perspective becomes truly profound and perhaps controversial. She frames her Myasthenia Gravis diagnosis as just another hard reset in a life that's been full of them. Starting with her move to the United States at just 13 years old from Yugoslavia. Is this perspective admirable resilience, or does it minimize the very real struggles that come with chronic illness? That's where opinions might divide. Seles uses tennis metaphors to describe her approach to life's curveballs, quite literally. You've got to always adjust. That ball is bouncing, and you've just got to adjust, she tells the young people she mentors. And that's what I'm doing now. This raises some thought-provoking questions. Should more high-profile athletes be transparent about their health struggles from the beginning? Does keeping such diagnoses private for years help or hurt the broader community of people dealing with similar conditions? And perhaps most controversially, is there a responsibility that comes with fame to be an immediate advocate, even when you're still processing your own diagnosis? Seles is now learning to navigate what she calls her new normal, but her decision to finally speak out could spark important conversations about invisible disabilities in professional sports and beyond. What do you think? Was Seles right to take her time before going public, or should celebrities with health conditions speak out immediately to help others? Should we expect our sports heroes to be advocates for medical awareness, even when they're dealing with their own private battles? Share your thoughts. This is exactly the kind of discussion that could help break down the stigma around conditions like myasthenia gravis.